Welcome back to the channel. Today I will be working on installing a clutch master cylinder. Now I won't be replacing the OEM one for another replacement or OEM one. I will be upgrading it from this to this using this right here. This is a GKtech adapter. I'll put the link in the description. And this is so you can use, in my case, I will be using a Wilwood master cylinder. And it's pretty straightforward. Let's start. Tools you'll be needing for this install is appropriate size Allen wrench. I do not know what size this is. It's from like a big mess of ones I have. So check that out before you start this installation. This is so you can hold the recessed bolts in. So check if you have this available. 12mm socket. I recommend having both regular and deep one for each side. You're gonna need different ones. In my case, I had to use a regular one on the bottom one and extended one on the top one. 13mm for the GKtech bolts of the adapter, and a flare tool if you're gonna remove the OEM line or just gonna remove your line. And I did not use this in this video because I removed everything as a single unit, but if you need to remove the line, you're gonna have to use one of these flare tools. In my case, it was a 10mm and a 12 one. I recommend checking that you have the appropriate one before, and I always recommend using this so you don't strip out your flares on the masters. First thing you're gonna do is disconnect the master from your pedal. Now, my interior is disassembled. This is going to help with visibility. In your case, you're going to have to go under the dash into this area right here. Let me get in view. There we go. Okay, so there's a cotter pin right here, which holds this. Mine is disassembled, but ignore this. This bracket right here is going to be with a cotter pin here. You're going to remove that cotter pin and just slide this out of the way. That's all you're going to do inside, and then move to the engine bay. On your engine bay side, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All you're gonna do is remove, here we go, these two nuts here, and that's gonna permit you to remove your master cylinder. Now, in my case, I have a braided hose. If you have an OEM one, be careful when you're removing it. Just slightly move it out of the way. Try to not get any kinks in the line, but it's gonna be the same process. Remove the line, remove those two nuts, and you're gonna be able to remove it just like this. Now let's move on to the installation. Like I said, I will be using a Wilwood master cylinder for my clutch system. You can get this at GKtech or any vendor you like. I went with the kit from GKtech. Like I said, it's gonna be the clutch adapter kit. It's a pretty straightforward kit. It's gonna work by converting your OEM studs to this one. So pretty straightforward. Let's start working on that. To install the GKtech kit, what you're gonna do is remove this nut right here. This goes to your clutch pedal, and in my case, I had to remove this rubber spacer. I really don't know what it is, but I had to remove it so I could slip on the adapter plate. Now, to get this installed, first thing you're gonna do is find these two bolts right here and install them through these holes, the ones with the countersunk. So I'm gonna pass them right there and install them like this. Make sure these are aligned with the nuts on your car. It should be something like this. And pretty simple. One washer for each side. And one of the nuts for each side. That's all you're gonna do. And this is how it should look when you're done. Next step for the install is install back that rubber spacer block thing. Install this nut back in, and GKtech's pedal adapter is threaded, so thread that into shaft, and remember to use this as a lock nut when you're going to install. Let's move to the car. Something I do like about the GKtech over other brands is they provide this fork right here. Other brands have you remove the shaft and use the OEM one, so you can use the OEM fork. That's why I love this. It's pretty straightforward. Just install this on the master and install. Installation is pretty straightforward. Just the inverse of removal. You're gonna install these holes right here on the firewall studs. There you go. And something you really need to be careful with is before you tighten it down, make sure you can install this in your pedal. You have to go inside, install this on the pedal, or make sure you can install it, because you're not going to have a lot of space with the pedal in position. So I'm going to show you that on how it should be before you tighten it down. Come outside, tighten this to the firewall, and adjust your pedal to OEM specs for the FSM or your own personal preferences. This is why you don't want to have it installed before having this correctly placed on your pedal. Because right now, see, you don't have, I don't know if you can get that with a slow light. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can get it in focus. There we go. So you don't have a lot of play here, and you do not want to have it completely installed, since you cannot twist it to install it on the pedal. So be very careful when you install this that you have it aligned in the pedal. In my case, I have it as much extended as possible and the pedal all the way outwards. That way you have a pretty decent position before you have to adjust it per OEM. Something I forgot to add in this video is if you need to adjust the length of that fork, what you're gonna do is loosen this nut right here and then turn the shaft while you're holding that fork. You're gonna twist the shaft counter or clockwise to adjust it the length, so you don't have to remove and reinstall. Sorry about all that shaky camera. I wanted to show you how it's gonna be kind of a trial and error thing to get this adjusted. If you're, alone doing this. If you have assistance, it's gonna be much faster. But yeah, this is how it's gonna be. I installed the pin towards the fender side, and for visibility. Hopefully, I don't have any issues in the future. After you get the right length, you're gonna lock it down with this locking nut right here, and move over to the firewall side and tighten that up. And that's it. That's how you install your Wilwood master cylinder using the GKtech adapter plate. Next steps would be to bench bleed your master. That's going to be probably a future video, not right this one. You'll bench bleed and then reconnect your line, anyone you're going to use. In my case, I will be using an adapter to use the GKtech clutch line, the one that goes from the master to a slave directly and bypass all the OEM systems, since I don't have that anymore. Thanks for watching. If you have any recommendations, comments, anything you want me to show you how to do, just let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.